Hello everyone, this is TechFreeZzeRrR with a tutorial on how to make Minecraft mods using Forge. And in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a crop. So in order to make a crop we need three things, one being the crop itself, one being the seeds, and the last thing being the fruit. Okay, so let's start right away by declaring the block, which is going to be the crop. So tutorial crop, public static block tutorial crop. We also want public static item tutorial seeds, and public static item tutorial fruit. Okay, now in order for the block crop to work we need to register it. So scroll down and game registry dot register block tutorial crop. Okay, now we need to add a language registry for all of them. So add name tutorial crop. It's gonna be tutorial crop, but let me first paste it a few times. Crop. Tutorial fruit is gonna be tutorial fruit, and tutorial seeds it's gonna be tutorial seeds. Awesome. Okay, so let's actually start coding, because that was only basic stuff. So tutorial crop is new block tutorial crop, and inside here it's not really special or new or difficult. Just type a block ID, and for me it's gonna be 919. I mean, why not? And now let's actually do 254. And the last one is the icon index, so it's gonna be 12 for me because this one is 11 already. Okay, so what we also want to do is .set hardness, and once again this is how long it takes to break the block, and we want this to be really low because it needs to be a one-hit destroy. Okay, and also we want to set the resistance, I don't know, maybe 1F, just really low. Okay, and we also want to say set block name, and that's gonna be block tutorial crop. Once again, it doesn't really matter what you type in here. Okay, so that was the crop. Now we have to make the seeds, so let's do that. Okay, so the next thing we are gonna do is make the seeds. So tutorial seeds is new item tutorial seeds, and we need three things, one being the ID, so 901. Second one is when you deploy the seeds, when you right click it, what is gonna grow, what crop. So for us it's gonna be tutorial crop dot block ID, since we need an integer. And the last thing we have is what block can it grow on. So for it is gonna be block dot tilt field, but it can be anything you want. Okay, and we also want to do is set item name, of course, because we have to, and that's going to be tutorial seeds. Awesome. Now the last thing we need is the fruit, so tutorial fruit is new item tutorial fruit, takes an ID, and the second thing it needs is a, how do we call it, the number of half food bars it heals. So you know that food bar that you have, split one of those things in half, and how many of those half can it regenerate. So if you type 6 it will regenerate 3 whole food bar thingies. Okay, and the last thing is, can it be eaten by wolves, and this is either true or false, so for me it's gonna be false. And dot set item name, of course, and let's say tutorial fruit. Awesome. Now don't make sure you have no space there. Okay, so that was the first part of this for the mod tutorial, so let's now create the other classes. Okay, so first thing you want to do is delete .set resistance for the block, because that is bullshit. You don't have to have that. Okay, so let's create the class block tutorial crop and click finish. Now you can either do this the easy or the hard way, and I'm gonna do it the easy way. So I'm gonna go to block crops, and I can find that by going up a bit. Let me show that. If I open up Minecraft, common net.minecraft.crc, and then I open up block crops, drag and drop that in, and I have the crop file from normal Minecraft. If I copy that and just drag and drop that in my code, I have a bunch of errors. Now I can easily fix that, so don't worry. Press Ctrl Shift O and choose the top one, so net.minecraft.source.item. Same for block, and it should fix a bunch of the errors. There are 2 errors left. Package, just hover over it and choose change package declarations. And for block crops, just hover over it and choose rename type to block tutorial crop. Okay, so now that is done and there is no errors left. Now we have to change the code a bit so it works as we want it. The first thing we want to do is scroll all the way up, and right after the protected block tutorial crop we want to say public string get texture file, and this allows you to choose your own texture file. I'm just gonna do /terrain.png. Okay, now what we want to do is scroll down until you see get block texture from site and metadata. This is the texture your block is gonna get. So what you want to do is make a bunch of things. So if bar2 is equal to 0, then it's gonna return our mod underscore tutorial dot tutorial crop dot block index in texture. Okay, so what we just said is if the growth stage is 0, which is the first stage, return the block index in texture of tutorial crop. Okay, so now you're saying, okay, now we have to clear the first stage. How do we do that for the rest? Well, just copy and paste it a bunch of times and change this 0 to a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, and we need a 7 as well. Now you're saying, okay, now we have them for all the different stages, but they all have the same texture. How do I change that? Well, just go right here and type +1. Easy as it is, do that for the rest as well. +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, and +7. Okay, and by default you want to return -1. Okay, so let's go over this over the rest of the code. What you also want to do is delete this array list because we're not going to use that. Okay, now what we want to do is change the ID dropped, because right now it's gonna drop wheat and we don't want that, so we're gonna change item.wheat to mod underscore tutorial dot tutorial fruit, because this asks if the growth stage is 7, what should I drop? Well, drop the fruit, and else drop the fruit -1, which is, as you go here, fruit is a 901, 901 -1 is 901, sorry, 902, 902 -1 is 901, and that is seeds, so it's gonna return the seeds. Okay, quantity dropped can be 1, whatever you want, and the ID picked, which is if you click on your mouse wheel in creative, is gonna be mod underscore tutorial dot tutorial dot tutorial seeds dot shifted index. Awesome. So now this should work. So let's go over the tutorial seeds. Okay, so let's now create the other two classes. Just hover over it and select create new class somewhere here. And I cannot scroll because that will mess up. Okay, so item tutorial seed extends item seeds. Import. Okay. So what we're gonna do is super and def. Oh no, sorry. Public item tutorial seeds. And as you can see right here, the seeds take 3 integers. And I forgot the block ID here. Okay, so it takes an int y, int j, and int k. Okay, super e y j k. Awesome. Now the last thing we have to do here is public string get texture file. Open up. And for me, I'm just gonna return /terrain.png. Okay, copy this and create the other class, tutorial fruit. If it works. Nope, it doesn't. Let's create it myself then. Okay, item tutorial fruit. Okay, so item tutorial fruit, we have to change this, of course. Extends item tutorial item food, sorry, and it only takes 2 integers. No, it takes 2 integers and a boolean. Okay. Okay, let's import food as well, and save this and save this. And see where our error is. Create constructor int. Well, we did that actually, so this is a weird thing about Eclipse. Sometimes it messes up and you have to type it again. Block ID 2 B, delete this. I have no idea why, but you know, sometimes it just happens. Okay. Now we have an error right here because I've got a semicolon as well. Okay, no error, so let's run this and see how it goes. Minecraft Mojang. Open up, new world, creative. Building terrain. There we go. So what we're gonna do is get our hoe. Okay. And my FOV must be a bit lower. And where are my seeds? This is my flower. This is my seed. Awesome. And this is my texture for my my crops. I hope you like it. I haven't chosen it myself, and of course I need some water as well. So let me wait until this is a bit grown and then I'll be back. Okay, so the first thing I want to do now is go back to your code, block tutorial crop, and go inside the tutorial block crop method and write this.set requires self-notify. I forgot that, but what that does is it updates its textures when it goes to the next stage. So when it's going from stage 0 to stage 1, it's gonna update its texture. Okay, so save it, and I already have a Minecraft open, and as you can see, my crops are doing just fine. Again, I haven't put up a texture for it, so it's using the textures from the terrain.png, but it works fine. This is how it should look like, and I hope I can show you that one updates. If not, you just have to believe me that it works, and there you could see that it updated, which is awesome. So if you want to see more of these tutorials, leave a like. If you want to keep updated on my channel, subscribe, hit that button, And if you want to know something, leave a comment below so I can help you. So this was TechFreeZzeRrR, and I'll see you next time.